So the moment you understand everything is you, you become you. Not mentally, but in deep understanding. When understanding is deep, it's immediate. It's actually your experience in this moment. So if you are you right now, and you meet somebody who you think is not you, then you become not responsible for yourself. Because you're creating a separation within yourself. If you allow there to be, if you allow there to be deep separation in yourself, I'm not talking about surface separation, like I can relate to you, right? But if you allow there to be a deeper separation, where you create individuals within yourself, if there is not full alignment in that, and mostly alignment creates unity within the whole. Like mostly, even if it's hierarchical, if everything comes into true alignment within yourself, there will be a oneness. Everything will be surrendered to the trueness in you. You don't have to be all spiritual. So even if I give you a teaching, like an understanding, you still get to be you. Like you will absorb it in your way. Like I'm relating directly to you right now. You are open. There's nothing that doesn't allow you to absorb what I'm saying. It doesn't mean you have to believe what I say. It means you listen. You relate from clarity, and yet you have your own knowing. It comes from knowingness, not from belief. So it's not like you listen to me and say, "Ah, that's what he means," and it trickles down. That's still misalignment within yourself. So say I have a teaching about being aligned. Only alignment happens if you're actually listening, and it funnels down in a true way. If you make another concept about it, it's like, it means that, and I should do this, and maybe fold my clothes like this or something. Again, it's misalignment. Alignment happens when clarity is understanding, and clarity is relating to the understanding not through a concept, but through its own understanding. Like it's stimulating to its own understanding. Its own understanding might be different though. There's no conflict. Flow of truth is truth. It's flow of truth. It has nothing to do with its being expressed in conceptual form or in interpretive conceptual form. So in that sense, when somebody understands, they become aligned with what they truly are. And they don't have to understand what the other is saying or become a believer or a follower of that. Their own inner is aligned. And again, that alignment process, if there is a process, sometimes it's just instant. When alignment happens, it's just the beginning. It's the starting of something very harmonious. But there's also a deepening of that. So in different contexts, different things have different meanings. Like in one context, one thing that can be very beautiful can be the most ugly thing. Like I'm coming back to Hitler. For some reason I'm into Hitler today. But say you take Hitler, and you take the energy of that story. Like energy of Hitler, killed Jews, built a big army, fought with English, had to send America over and kill. And if you take the energy of that, what is it? It's swastika. Buddhism is a power symbol. So he is very powerful, caused total chaos in the world, nothing. But if you take, boom, wash out the whole story, story's gone, black or gone. What do you have? You tell me.
You already said power.
Oh. So it's just raw power. Like, if you feel what it's like to be Hitler right now, to be the whole Third Reich, what does it feel like? Allow yourself. What would it feel like?
What would it feel like?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it feels strong. Like
yeah.
Strong and like upheld.
Yeah, it feels
supported. Very supported.
Yeah, it doesn't like back down for one. Yeah, and without the story, like no murders, no 6 million Jews, just the power, and then even give it the sweetness of your heart. Like no story, no history, just energy. So it has nothing to do with that. Feel what it is in you. So no political opinion, no conflict, just power. Power is power. It's neither good nor bad. You bring that into your heart becomes powerful. Your heart becomes, in a refined way, if you can cultivate it in a refined way, it can become like an instrument of pure beauty, pure creativity. It has nothing to do with what that story was entailing. There's no need to get caught up in stories, is what I'm saying. The moment you're free of stories, you have access to what they actually represent in you. Of course, like okay, I'll say one word. Father. Like immediately it has a representation in you. Like, oh God, oh. Well, that's exactly. Yeah. So you take away that whole story, that whole representation. What is it? It's actually just caring. If you look closely, it's actually just a caring, like a nurturing. Or maybe not even that story. Maybe it's just an energy. Maybe you feel it. Like maybe it feels like a certain maturity or quietness or consideration, even if it's like story gone. You get it? Yeah. What's it like for you?
Rich.
Rich? Yeah, rich. And afford a nice car.
No, I mean like rich.
Yeah.
Like when you feel like the richness of just experiencing.
Huh.
Like walking in the forest.
Oh, very good.
Internally.
Very good. So that's more of you, in a sense. Yeah? It has nothing to do with the story or the word or energy package. Well, father! Like I could say, like, mother! Like, whoa! Like, it's just a different energy, right? Like, but all these energies and stories and packages, they're you. They have nothing to do with what we're talking about. It's
what's underneath this.
It's not even underneath. It's in. There is no story. There just isn't a story. There never was one. Like mother. Like where? Do you see it anywhere? Like it doesn't actually exist unless you make it fabricated in there and it becomes part of you and you become separate and real, or a sense of reality outside of actual reality. But when you're just you, it's like mother. Oh, you let it in, and it's actually pleasant to be like giving birth and breastfeeding and all that other stuff. It's like all story gone. It's actually an energy. It's like, oh. Or even like Einstein. What does that mean to you? Like without any story. Like all these things we learn in life. We learn these stories and they come as packages. And we're like, okay, that's a nice one. I'll put that over there and I'll put that over there. And they all become a part of my separate reality where I understand things and how they are. When you don't understand things, when you decode these packages, you're allowed to access genius or eccentric genius.
It's like my inner courage.
Yeah, he's very courageous. But the courage to create true knowledge, true high knowledge, it's a beautiful thing. Like this man was very anchored in the fourth body. He was very like creative, like playing violin. He was actually a very fun guy. Like, have you heard the story?
Heard his quotes.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, he's a very spontaneous man. Like. But actually take away that story and you just feel the energy. It's not about replicating what he is either. Just because he's a more positive representation of what you like to see yourself, it's just a sweeter hook, right? That story is a sweeter hook. If I say Osho or Jesus, like you get a different story. And maybe you want to hook, maybe they're bigger hooks, but how to unhook from all these so you can just be like, oh, I am me. Like neither great nor bad, nor this story nor that story. And experiencing, actually, a moment-to-moment experiencing, where you no longer have to sell your soul or an aspect of yourself to a conceptual package of any type. And in that sense, like God is the biggest story for a lot of people. Because it sneaks into their unconscious way at the back, and it's like oh, big like
Creator.
Of course, like like some guy, hairy guy, creator of the universe, did lightning and virgin bursts and Ganesh over here and Muhammad over there and little Sufi mystics whirling over there, and it's like woo, make mountains and trees, and 7 days later, there we go, let's have our tea and chill out in the Indian railway station. But really, like, what is God? Like, without the idea, of course it'll be different for everybody. Everybody's concept of God will be quite different in many ways. Like within certain contexts, they'll be more similar,
Yeah.
and there'll be more, should we say, collective flow and agreement on what that means to them. So there'll be less discrepancy. But in a way, what is God? Like, bring away the concept. Like in some circles, even in mystical certain circles, God consciousness, that's a concept still, and it represents a particular type of experiencing. And then I can also take it another level and say, well, my concept, my teaching of God is that God is everything. Like, how can God be a separation? Like, and have duality with the devil and this and that? Another concept in a way, if we absorb it that way. But what does it really represent on an experiential level to just actually sit and experience what God is? Like, maybe God is hell for you, you know? Maybe God is like most beautiful bliss. Maybe what is your actual experience of what that could indicate to you?